Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in the country, and welcome to our training on Assurity's new Accidental Death Insurance Plus. My name is David Everly, Senior Sales Manager with Assurity Life, and with me today I have Brandon Johnson, also Senior Sales Manager with Assurity Life. Brandon, why don't you go ahead and say hello to everybody?
Hello, everyone. We're excited to talk about our new accidental death benefit product that's going to be replacing our AxiFlex, which has been a great selling product for us. And this one will be just as good, only it'll have some additional benefits that I think you'll really like to see and see the benefits of them as well. So we're excited to talk about those today.
Thank you so much, Brandon. As Brandon said, we're pretty excited here at Assurity to bring this new product to you. We know that many of you have already been using the AxiFlex accidental death product in your portfolio, helping to protect your clients in a very cost-effective way. But we're excited because not only is the accidental death a great companion or sidekick to life insurance, but we think it's really the next generation of accidental death. So when you hear the upgrades, and as Brandon brought out the flexibility and changes that we brought to the Accidental Death Insurance Plus, I think you're going to be pretty excited as well. But before we get into the actual meat of the product, I want to share a story with you that will not only set the stage for our discussion we're going to have this morning on our new product, but also why you should have an accidental death product in your portfolio. I've been with Assurity for a little over 4 years, and when I first started, I did a presentation for agents in Las Vegas, and I covered Assurity's products, including our AxiFlex accidental death. After the presentation, one of the agents pulled me aside, and he told me a story that he was trying to find traditional life insurance for one of his clients. He just was not having any success. He went to carrier after carrier after carrier, and she was declined because she had multiple health issues. So at one point, he just gave up. He said, I can't find any insurance to protect this lady and her family. Now, he told me he knew of our AxiFlex accidental death product, but as he told me, to quote him, she's going to die of one of these health issues, not from an accident. I'm going to stop there and just tell you one of the things I've done since I've been in Surety, and when it comes to accidental death, is I tell all of the agents, God doesn't stamp on our forehead how we leave this existence. You could be the healthiest person on the planet and still die from an accident, or the least healthy and die from an accident. So to finish the story, the agent had pretty much given up on trying to find any health and any insurance for this client. A little over 3 months later, this client died in a car accident. And what the agent told me he learned that day is never make the decision for the client. If you can help your client by giving them a cost-effective way to protect their families, especially when their choices are limited or they have no choice or option at all, do it. So I want you to keep that in mind as we move through the rest of the presentation and talk about our new AxiFlex, our new Accidental Death Insurance Plus, because I really think this will be a great product for your portfolio. So who are some of the possible candidates for the Accidental Death Insurance Plus? Well, what about young people, young adults just starting out? And we know two things. One is that usually young folks are looking for a cost-effective or low-cost way to protect their families. And number two, that young folks are more likely to die from an accident than any other reason. Another candidate or clients, as I brought up in my story, who were declined for traditional life insurance, giving them another option or fallback if they cannot get traditional insurance. Or what about people searching for supplemental coverage that can protect them and their families? And Brandon, you thought of some others as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we talk about this product a lot. With us adding some additional riders to it, having those supplemental coverage, we do have a nice accident rider we'll talk about here later on, but adding that on with clients because it does give them additional protection along with health insurance. Individuals that have high risk hobbies, right? If you work with a PNC agency or in a PNC agency, right? Great option for them. Someone that rides a motorcycle, has an RV, goes on a boat, those individuals, it's a great option for them. Also, we had some shorter term limits on this product to keep it more affordable, but also give them the option of giving them coverage for individuals maybe purchasing a car. It goes down to 5 years and 7 years on those. In fact, the average car loan length is 7 years right now. So that's why we have a 7-year term length on this. If you work with a car dealership or gives you an opportunity to go talk to a car dealership, hey, I want to partner with you, give this to your clients every time they purchase a car, give them the option to purchase the accidental death benefit product. And we have great ways to quote and apply with the product that I'll show you here later on in the presentation.
Thank you, Brandon. And let's get into the meat of the product itself and kind of show some of the upgrades. But one thing I wanted to share with you before that is going back to those young people. As I stated before, young people are more likely to die from an accident than any other cause. And in fact, in 2019, 41% of all deaths amongst ages 20 to 34 were from accidents, the largest percentage of any cause of death. Now, when you add the fact that young folks are looking for a low cost or a cost-effective way to protect their families, and couple that with the fact that the millennial generation is the largest generation in the United States, along with Generation Z, there is a huge market for young folks to find low cost protection using our accidental death insurance plus. But now let's get into the meat of the product and see what some of those changes are that we're pretty excited about. As Brandon mentioned, we have now term options for your clients to make it more customizable. We have 15, 20, 30 years, as well as out to age 80. And speaking of going out to age 80, we've increased the issue age from 60 on our AxiFlex out to age 70. So giving you much more flexibility and being able to customize this for your client as well. Another thing we've done is we've expanded the minimum amount of benefit from 50,000 on the AxiFlex down to 5. So as Brandon brought out, if you're looking to cover a car or some other lower benefit amount, you have that option as well. And we've added a common carrier and automobile seatbelt benefit so that if the client dies of an accident with a commercial carrier or and dies while wearing a seatbelt, there's additional benefits that will be paid. Now let's take a look at some of the riders that we have on the new accidental death insurance plus. We have the accident only disability income rider. We have this on our AxiFlex, but we've increased the benefit from $1,800 for 2 years if a client becomes disabled to $3,000, a very strong benefit. What about our return of premium? It makes for a great way to overcome any objection for a client. And if you ask that additional question, what if you don't pass away from an accident? Would you want to get part to all of your money back to your beneficiaries? A great option for the clients. And then we have a critical accident rider. This is new to our new accidental death insurance plus. And Brandon, would you talk about that a little bit? You're really good at sharing that story.
For sure. So if you're familiar with our critical illness, standalone critical illness policy, this rider is on that policy as well, but it's a great benefit for those individuals that are worried about maybe having an accident, obviously, and not passing away, which is very common, right? Accidents happen, you fall off roofs. Actually, this week I was at the playground with my son and I had an accident, tripped, fell, rolled my ankle, pretty bad, nothing super serious, but things happen. So with this rider, what it is, it pays out a benefit if an individual has an accident and is hospitalized for at least 20 hours or more. So with that, if they're in the hospital for 20 hours with a surgery, it can pay out up to $5,000. If they're in the hospital for 20 hours with no surgery, it does not pay out. It needs to be at least 2 days without a surgery to start paying out. And it does grow for up to 14 days with a maximum of $25,000 benefit. We actually have known an individual who was working on their house, fell off a ladder, was hospitalized for 4 days. If they would have had this benefit, would have paid out $7,500 for them. So it would have been a great benefit to have on top of obviously the standalone accidental death benefit product. So we added that to this product because I think it does work well between the two with that critical accident rider.
Thank you, Brandon. And so you see why we're excited about our new Accidental Death Insurance Plus product. You can couple these riders into a pretty nice package to help protect your client at a very low cost. And added to those riders that Brandon brought out are disability waiver of premium rider. And then the last two, the spouse accidental death rider plus and the child accidental death rider plus. In fact, you can put an entire family on one policy, husband and wife and their kids. A great option to protect families at a low cost. But what are some sales ideas that really can help you increase your revenue and get additional business? So Brandon, can you walk us through several sales ideas that the agents can use?
For sure. So the first one, obviously the younger generation. David talked about those statistics for individuals and the likelihood of them passing away, right? Term insurance is very common and it has its purpose. But the truth is, if someone's going to pass away when they're younger, the highest likelihood of them passing away is from an accident. So having this in place, maybe on top of a term as an additional coverage is a great thing. So in this one, 27-year-old, web developer making $50,000 a year, does not have life insurance, so looking for something affordable. We looked at $150,000, 15-year term, keep the cost low. Also added the accident-only disability income rider for $2,500 a month. 90-day elimination to your benefit. Total premium of $44.81 a month. Obviously, the nice thing is with those riders, you can either add it or not. So the standalone is just over $15. Having that rider, its likelihood of us paying that out is greater, is $29.32. So great option for those younger individuals. Even on that accident only DI rider, maybe give them enough to cover the mortgage. Maybe their mortgage and their car payment. You don't have to max out the amount they qualify for. Just give them enough to cover their major expenses. The next one, we're looking at a 38-year-old independent truck driver. This is one of our most common occupations for our accidental death benefit product. Our old AxiFlex, we had questions all the time. Do you guys take truck drivers? We do. The reason is because that's a high-risk occupation. Obviously, you're on the road a lot, long hours. You have to rely not only on your driving, but other individuals driving as well. So great occupation. So if you have an in with a truck driving company, great product to bring to them. On this particular case, it's a 35-year-old or 38-year-old that's unable to qualify for traditional life insurance. So this is a great option. $250,000 is $1,566 a month up to age 80. So it's up to age 80. Also added that accident only DI rider, $3,000 a month, 90-day elimination to your benefit. And on top of it, also had the return of premium. So if they do not use any of this, you can get all of our money back. Total premium of $54.81. It's a great option to give them coverage, especially for this individual that would not qualify for traditional life insurance coverage, right? Really good option for them. Other professions we see this written a lot in, police officers, highway workers, firefighters. Those ones are also common because they're high-risk occupations, right? If a police officer passes away in the line of duty because of an accident, it will pay out. Same with a firefighter. We'll pay that benefit out. And highway workers. So those are great options that we see them being used a lot. Farmers, another good option for them as well. I grew up on a ranch, and I know the risk that is out there. My dad is he's getting older now, and you can see what it's done to his body as far as the risk of that job. And working with cattle and heavy farm equipment. So really good, occupation. So when you're meeting with clients, this is a good option to bring up at a low cost, very easy process to get them approved, which I'm going to talk about here shortly as well. David, do you have anything else? Ben?
And can I also add, go back and reiterate something that you said, and for the group, truckers. Let's go back to that. There is a huge opportunity. We know that trucking is the lifeblood of this country, moving product across the country. And being able to offer truckers, and Brandon mentioned, if you have an in with truckers or you know a group, this is a great product to take to them. You can add up to 350,000 of coverage for accidental death. You can add the $3,000 of accidental DI for the truckers, and then also that critical accident rider. If they're in an accident and wind up in a hospital, it will pay up to $25,000. That is a great comprehensive package to take out to truckers. But not only truckers, what about Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, and others who are traditionally driving as part of their job, all of which can be great candidates for our accidental death insurance plus product.
Great points, David. So now getting to the portion of the training where we do have a little bit of change, not only to the product side of it, but also the application side with it. So very similar, just like our AxiFlex, where there are no health questions, no exams, very simple application, and 1-day service guarantee on all applications that qualify on the e-application process. So very quick turnaround, not a lot of work on your end or your client's end to get coverage for them. And I'll go over that here in the next couple slides. But wanted to talk about some of the things we have available to you and your clients. We obviously have our traditional consumer brochures and a flyer. We even have a consumer video you can send out to your clients that talks about the importance of accidental death benefit, having an accidental death benefit product, and Spanish language materials as well. As far as quoting, so we do have a quick quoting on available on our website. They can get to this quickstart.assurity.com/agent-accidental death is where you'll quote, and then you can also apply there as well. You can apply through the AssureLink website as well. It will not be on a paper app or a pipeline. So the way to apply for coverage is this quickstart.assurity.com. So I'm going to give a quick preview of that. So you can see here, very easy process you can do on your phone, on a tablet, obviously on a computer. So on this one, we'll look at an accidental death benefit product policy in the state of Nebraska, because that's where I am located. I'm going to get a quote. 35-year-old male. Hit next here. No coverage for the spouse. No coverage for the children. I'm going to decline the accident-only DI. It's going to give you three options. It's going to give you 150,000, 250,000, and 350,000. It gives you a good idea what the pricing is. Once you get inside there, you can customize your quote. So if you want less than that, you can lower the benefit. You can see here on this little tab here. So if I want to go all the way down to $5,000, I can do that. It's going to be very, very affordable, really cheap, right? Doing something like that on, let's say, a car purchase of $35,000, it's going to be $5 a month, right? May not be a big premium, but you do 100 of those in a few months, it can really add up. So you can really change the amount you want to apply for. I want to go $350,000 here. Go to age 80, I can change the term length here. Like I said, we go down to 5 years, 30 years, or to age 80. And you can add those riders we talked about as well. So, right, you're quoting where before you'd have to go to the iPipeline or to get a paper application. This one you don't have to. You can actually just hit apply right here. If you do hit apply, it's going to ask you for your information to log into our website, right? So it's our AssureLink website information you'll use just like you would before to get into the AssureLink website to get to iPipeline. Once you're inside there, it will actually get to the application process. Very simple application process. This is not the full app. It's going to have a portion of it here so you can get an idea of what it looks like. But you just need their traditional information, obviously their name, date of birth, social security number. They'll also get their address information as well. Ask if you have any coverage in force. Ask for your beneficiary information. It's going to give that information to you. If you want to add any additional beneficiaries, you obviously can. You can choose your payment frequency. You want to do annual or monthly. We have obviously all the other options as well as far as semi-annual, quarterly, and on there. As far as payment goes, we have the option to pay with credit card. So when they're filling this out, you can get their credit card information or debit card information, right? Credit card sometimes is maybe looked down upon. So, obviously mentioned that it's a debit card, comes right out of their checking account. The nice thing about this is it's going to bind coverage right away. It's going to issue it. Put that information in there. You're going to put the signer's full name. You're going to put the signer's email address. You're going to send them the documents, which we use DocuSign for this. When you're done here, it says congratulations, the application submitted is approved as applied for, pending a quick internal review. That's the process. Very, very simple. We want to make it as easy as possible for you and your clients. If you are looking for more additional information on this and the process, you can reach out to your regional sales team here at Assurity. They can help you out with those questions as well. So that really is going to wrap up our training for today. We appreciate everyone's time. With this product, we really do believe, there are a lot of sales opportunities out there with it. It's not your traditional life insurance product, but we do see a need for it in the market. And it's very affordable, very easy process, and we have some great things coming down the road as well. That when you're having conversations with your sales team, ask about those, and they can give you more information on that. David, anything else to add?
I want to go reiterate what Brandon said and thank everyone who was able to join us today. We are excited about our new Accidental Death Insurance Plus. We think that there's a huge market to help clients to protect their families with a low-cost product. And we don't want to fly over those sales. We want to focus in on them and bring that protection to those clients, especially those who may have limited choices or options or no options at all. So we want to thank you. If we can help bring that protection to those clients, you will be the real superheroes. So with that, Brandon, go ahead and
there are a couple of questions on here. One was, what's the difference between the accidental death and the accidental death with dismemberment? That one is a good question. It's additional cost to have that dismemberment. It's only a few dollars a month, so very inexpensive. So if you have that, it just covers any dismemberment. So any loss of arms on that with having that right or that benefit on the policy. There are actually quite a few questions. We will have these questions answered. We'll have individuals reach out to you on our sales team individually to answer those and get any additional questions you may have. If you do have additional questions after this meeting, you can definitely give us a call here at Assurity. I appreciate everyone's time today.